There is a legal document that most American homeowners have never filed, and if you die without it, your children could lose your home within months of your passing. Not because of debt, not because of bad decisions, because of a single missing piece of paper that almost nobody tells you about. It is completely free to file. It takes about 20 minutes. And for the families who actually have it in place, it means the difference between keeping the home and losing it to a process that moves faster than most people realize. I have seen families save $200, $300, even $400 or more every single month in costs they would have otherwise paid just by having this document filed correctly. Before we get into exactly how, subscribe right now and hit the bell. The rules around property transfer and estate law change constantly. When they change, no government office sends you a personal explanation. Subscribers find out in time. The ones who are not find out after the deadline, after the court process has already started, after the home is already gone. The document is called a beneficiary deed, sometimes called a transfer on death deed, or TOD deed. It is free to file in most states. It lives at your county recorder's office or clerk's office, and in many states, you can download the form directly from your county's official website. If you have never filed one, the process takes about 20 minutes, and you do not need an attorney to complete it. Here is why this document has the potential to protect everything your family has worked for, and I want to explain this clearly, because it is the part most people do not understand. When you own a home and you pass away without a transfer on death deed in place, your property does not automatically go to your children. It goes through a legal process called probate. Probate is a court-supervised process that inventories your assets, pays any outstanding debts, and then distributes what remains. It sounds orderly. In practice, it is expensive, it is slow, and it is public, meaning anyone can look up what your family owns and what it is worth. According to the American Bar Association and multiple state probate studies, the average probate process costs between 3% and 8% of the total estate value in attorney fees, court costs, and executor fees. On a home worth $300,000, which is below the national median right now, that is $9,000 to $24,000 in, costs your family pays just to receive something you already intended for them to have. That is $750 to $2,000 every single month if you spread it across a 12-month probate process. Over the lifetime of a retirement during which you plan to pass that home on, the compounding cost of not having this document in place can reach $40,000 or more in fees alone before you factor in the delays. And here is the part that makes it worse. Probate does not just cost money, it costs time. In many states, the average probate case takes 12 to 24 months to close. During that time, property taxes still come due. Maintenance costs still accumulate. If your children cannot afford to carry those costs while the estate is frozen in court, some families are forced to sell not because they wanted to, but because they had no other option. The loss does not stay the same size. It grows with every month the process continues. The system does not help you with this. Your county recorder's office does not review your property records and send you a letter saying your deed is unprotected. There is no automatic review, no alert, no letter. The property record sits on file, your home gets included in your taxable estate, and unless you file the transfer on death deed yourself, that exposure sits there silently for years, sometimes for decades, until the one moment it matters most, which is the moment you are no longer here to fix it. The document itself is simple, 1 to 2 pages in most states. It names the beneficiary, your child, your children, whoever you choose, and it instructs the county to transfer the title directly upon your death, bypassing probate entirely. No court, no attorney required, no months of waiting. The home passes the same way a bank account with a named beneficiary passes directly and cleanly. Stay with me until the end, because the step-by-step process is coming up shortly, and it is the part that actually gets this done. Who is most likely to be affected by this? Homeowners over 60 who have never updated their estate documents. If you bought your home decades ago and have not revisited your paperwork since, there is a strong chance your title has no beneficiary designation attached to it. Life changes, your children grew up, your spouse may have passed, but the deed stayed exactly the same as the day you signed it. widows and widowers who inherited the home jointly when a spouse passes and the surviving partner becomes the sole owner. The property often loses whatever joint tenancy protections were in place. Many surviving spouses do not realize the home is now fully exposed to probate and assume the prior arrangement still covers them. Parents with multiple children who have not documented their wishes, without a transfer on death deed naming specific beneficiaries. A home with multiple potential heirs can become a source of family dispute inside the probate process. Courts do not know your intentions, they follow the law, which may not reflect what you actually wanted. Self-employed workers and small business owners from the 1980s and 1990s, this group frequently prioritized building their business over establishing formal estate documents, assuming there would be time later. For many, the home is the single largest asset they own, and it has no formal transfer plan attached to it. Homeowners in states that recently adopted transfer on death deed legislation, several states only added TOD deed laws within the last 10 to 15 years. If you have owned your home longer than that and never revisited your deed, the option now exists in your state, but nobody came to tell you that. Seniors whose children live in a different state, distance often means estate planning conversations get postponed. If your children are not local, they may have no idea what documents are or are not in place, and they will find out the hard way, at the worst possible time. Here is a real example of what this looks like. A woman who worked as a school cafeteria worker in rural Ohio through the 1980s and 1990s owned her home outright, no mortgage, fully paid. She had raised her 2 daughters there. When she passed away in 2021, her daughters assumed the home would simply become theirs. It did not. Because no transfer on death deed had ever been filed, the home entered probate. The process took 14 months. By the time it closed, the family had paid $14,300 in legal and court fees. One daughter lived out of state and could not cover her share of the carrying costs. The home nearly had to be sold. What finally resolved it was a local attorney who helped them navigate the final stages, but that attorney also told them something that hit hard. If their mother had filed a single 2-page form at the county recorder's office, none of it would have happened. The form was free. The process would have taken 20 minutes. The $14,300 would have stayed in the family. They had no idea that protection was sitting there, available and free, the entire time until it was already too late to use it. So here is exactly what to do. Step 1. Identify your state's transfer on death deed law. Go to your state's official government website and search transfer on death deed plus your state name. Not every state has adopted this law as of 2024. Approximately 30 states, plus the District of Columbia, allow TOD deeds. If your state is not on that list, search for Lady Bird deed or Enhanced Life Estate deed as an alternative that accomplishes a similar result. Step 2. Download the official form from your county recorder's office. Most counties post the form directly on the county recorder's or county clerk's website. Search your county name plus transfer on death deed form. The form is free. Do not pay a third-party website for a form your county provides at no charge. Step 3. Fill in the property description exactly as it appears on your current deed. This is where most errors happen. The legal description of your property, not the street address, but the formal legal description must match your existing deed word for word. You can find this on your current deed or by requesting a copy from your county recorder's office, usually for a small fee of $1 to $5. Step 4. Name your beneficiary or beneficiaries clearly and completely. Use full legal names. If you are naming multiple children, specify the percentage each receives or state that they inherit in equal shares. Ambiguity here is what creates family disputes later. Step 5. Sign the document in front of a notary. A transfer on death deed must be notarized to be valid. Most banks, upstores, and public libraries offer free or low-cost notary services. Bring a valid photo ID. Step 6. File the deed at your county recorder's office before you pass. This step is the one people forget. The deed has no legal effect until it is recorded. Filing fees are typically $15 to $35. Keep your receipt and a certified copy for your records. Here is something most people do not know. Your county recorder's office can provide you with a certified copy of your existing deed going back decades at no cost or very low cost if you are using it to complete an estate planning document. So even if you do not have your original paperwork from when you bought the home, that is not a barrier. That option is available to you. Most people spend more time researching a new appliance purchase than they have ever spent reviewing the documents that determine what happens to their home, the single largest asset most families own for the rest of their children's lives. And every month that passes without this filed, the gap does not close on its own. It stays exactly where it is, quietly leaving your family exposed to a process that costs thousands of dollars and more than a year of their time at the moment they are already grieving. This is worth 20 minutes. Go to your county recorder's website, download the transfer on death deed form, fill in the legal description exactly as it appears on your current deed, get it notarized, and file it. That is the whole thing. 20 minutes and a $25 filing fee stand between your family and a 14-month court process. That trade is not complicated. Subscribe, share this with someone you know who owns a home and has children. The 20 minutes they spend on this today could protect everything they have built for the rest of their family's life.